In this chapter, we're looking at greatest common factor. So we're trying to figure out what numbers and what variables are going to be common in each term. So start by looking at the numbers. So we have 3 and 18. So we're trying to determine what numerical value is within both of those. So what number can divide 3 and 18? So we can factor out a 3 because both are divisible by 3. And then we have an x squared, and there's no x's over here. So there's none common, nothing we can pull out. And then we have 1y and 2y's. So between each one, we have at least 1y we can factor out. So 3y is the greatest common factor of this expression. And then we need to determine what is the other factor. So 3y times what would give us 3x squared y. Well, all we're missing is our x squared. And then 3y times what would give us 18y squared. Well, 3 would have to be multiplied by 6 to give us 18, and we're missing one single y. So these are the factors of 3x squared y plus 18y squared. In this example here, we're just getting a little more complex, adding a third term. So again, let's look at the numbers. We have 15, 30, and negative 10. So the greatest common factor between those three would be a 5. And then if we look at the x values, so we have 2 x's, we have no x's, and we have 1 x. So although this has an x and this has 2 x's, because this has none, there's not any common between all three. So I can't factor out an x. But then I have 2 y's here, 1 y here, and 3 here. So all of them contain at least 1 y. So I'll factor out one single y. And then lastly, we have a z, another z, and a z squared. So each one contains at least one z. You'll notice we tend to be pulling out the lowest power. So 5yz times what would give us 15x squared y squared z? So we need 3 to multiply to get 15. And we're missing a y. We're missing x squared. And we don't need any more z's. We already have one. And then we're asking ourselves, 5yz times what would give me 30yz? So I'd have to multiply it by 6. 5 times 6 would give me 30. And I already have my y and I already have my z, so I need nothing else. And then 5yz times what would give me negative 10xy cubed z squared? I need negative 2 to get that negative 10. I don't have an x, so I need to keep an x here. I'm missing 2 y's and a single z. So these would be the factors of this expression.